6 individuals have come forward with accusations against Governor Cuomo. One of them works for Monroe County as the Director of Planning and Development. That's Ana Liss. She says that when she worked for him about 6 years ago, he asked her if she had a boyfriend and made gestures that to her objectified her. And here's what she thought of the statement by the governor today.
I was thrown off by the tone and tenor of the governor's remarks today. I don't believe that he is showing any sensitivity to the stories being shared or acknowledgement. We're all being called liars, and I find that really offensive and problematic.
Now, you might remember earlier this week, Liss told me a Cuomo senior advisor called her before all this news broke to ask her if she had spoken with the first accuser. The Wall Street Journal is now reporting 5 other women claim Cuomo aides reached out to them as well for the same reason. Here's what Liss had to say about all this. So now that you're hearing it's happened to other former aides, what are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are this must only be the tip of the iceberg. I remember when I was contacted by the administration in December, feeling somewhat intimidated and also wondering, gosh, how many other women are being contacted? Why are they contacting me? I guess they must have seen it too.
From my understanding, you were called while you were on your honeymoon, and they had asked you whether you had been contacted by Lindsay Boylan. What about the conversation left you feeling intimidated?
The tone in Rich Azzopardi's voice sounded, it sounded nervous, and his voice was faltering a little bit. He said that he had an awkward question to ask me, and he asked me if Lindsay had reached out to me. He asked if I'd spoken with Lindsay. The answers at that point in time were no. And he asked me if she did indeed reach out to let him know. And I immediately felt like that was inappropriate. And also, well, what if she did reach out to me? What if I did talk to her? Why was that any of his business or that of the governor? I don't work there anymore. And I felt professionally intimidated because I still work in, somewhat of a political environment, and I was afraid that my livelihood might be in danger if indeed I ever did choose to say something.
Did he ever explicitly ask you not to talk to media or anyone publicly about any of this?
The conversation didn't last very long. He didn't say those things. I certainly walked away with the thought that there would be repercussions and backlash if I ever did open my mouth.
Cuomo's advisor, Rich Azzopardi, told me today he was not intimidating anyone, adding, quote, after Ms. Boylan's tweets in December, she and her lawyers and members of the press began reaching out to former members of the chamber, many of whom never worked with her. Those former members of the chamber called to let various staff people know and convey that they were upset by the outreach. As a result, we proactively reached out to some former colleagues to check in and make sure they had a heads up.